happy Saturday, everyone, and good morning on this beautiful Saturday. I'm Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Jaden Knowles, and thank you so much for joining in. I hope everyone is just having a great weekend to start so far. Yesterday, we saw that strong cold front make its way through across the region, really around 6 p.m. late Friday night. And that's given us just nice and comfortable temperatures for the start of this morning. So once again, thank you so much for joining in. Let's go ahead and break down what we're expecting for this afternoon and really just throughout the rest of your weekend. Taking a look outside, if we take a look in Holyoke, there it is, lots of sunshine. You can see some cumulus clouds there starting to build in, and we'll see an increase in cloud coverage as we head into the latter parts of this afternoon. Akron, not a cloud in the sky there. You're seeing the nice blue skies, and we actually saw a very nice and beautiful sunrise early on this morning. Once again, that wildfire smoke enhances sunrises as well as sunsets. So really the next couple of days, you can expect that both of those to be very nice looking and just photogenic, if you will. So far, though, if we take a look at current temperatures right here in downtown Denver, we're at 74 degrees. Very nice. Winds are nice and calm so far. And overall, we're not going to warm up too much behind that cold front that we saw. Nice and comfortable temperatures for the afternoon hours. Current temperatures across the state, the upper 60s as well as the low 70s for the eastern plains, 50s and 60s in the high country, and then also the low 70s towards the western slope. So, I mean, if you haven't noticed, we were just in the heat wave the last 5 days. Just this week, Monday through Friday, temperatures were 97 degrees or higher. Nothing lower than that. And it was hot. I mean, we saw that heat wave here in Denver and just really across Colorado. 97 Monday, 98 on Tuesday, 97 Wednesday, 99 Thursday, and then 98 yesterday. So that makes 11 times in 153 years that we've seen temperatures 97 degrees or warmer. And that 10th time was just last year. So it's safe to say that we have been hot the last couple of years here in Denver. But overall, here's what we're tracking. Of course, finally that relief thanks to that strong cold front that we saw last night. We are still tracking the fire danger. There's a red flag warnings for the western slope. And then also some more storm chances, mainly for the eastern plains as we head into the afternoon hours. So here's your high. Yeah, we haven't seen an 8 in so long, with the beginning of an 8. Usually we're seeing the upper 90s, but today's just the upper 80s. And of course, there's a chance for those afternoon storms once again. So here's your forecast of highs across the state. Mid to upper 80s for the eastern plains. 88 in Greeley today, 86 in Fort Collins, 68 in Winter Park, 77 in Frisco. Still a hot day towards the western slope with the upper 90s in that location. So your severe thunderstorm risk, level 2 for the eastern plains I-70 corridor. Lyman, you're included with that. A level 1 risk here in the metro area. We're talking about gusty winds, but the hail threat will be mainly towards the eastern plains where you see that yellow color on your screen there. We can see some large hail as well as gusty winds. So let's time this out for you. Early on this morning, we're going to stay nice and dry, but we're seeing an increase in cloud coverage really around 1 p.m. this afternoon. Rain and storms will begin after 2 p.m. So here it is. If I put this into motion, noticing 2:30, we'll start to see the initial storms start to form in parts of Douglas and Elbert counties and then continue to track towards the east, especially along I-70 there. That's where those strong storms will be the strongest and continue to start to grow. But if I back this up just a little bit, you'll notice there's a slight pop-up thunderstorm chance really around 5:30 and 6 p.m. And this storm will be very brief, but although it could see some gusty winds, maybe some pea-sized hail within that storm, but that's going to be very brief, and that's really all the rain that I have clearing out by 6:30. So that means just in time for Savannah Bananas. Yeah, they played tonight, and it's a sold-out crowd. Overall, I would definitely take the umbrella just in case, but I do believe by the game time, 7 p.m. is first pitch. I do believe you'll be just fine. Here's a closer look at it. We're going to go by this hour by hour. So that's 2:30. You can see those initial storms starting to form. 3:30 just towards the southeast of Castle Rock and near Byers and Lyman. And then you can see near Boulder by 4:30 a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. But mainly here in the metro area in Denver itself, not a whole lot of rain in the forecast until about 5:30, 6 o'clock. You can see that cell trying to make its way into the city before finally dissipating. But with that cell, we could possibly see some gusty winds and some small hail. The large hail threat will be mainly towards the eastern plains. But noticing still some scattered showers and thunderstorms by 7 p.m. near Sterling, Fort Morgan, as well as parts of Akron before ultimately finally starting to clear up. But overall, we're going to continue seeing the mostly cloudy conditions throughout the evening hours. So as I mentioned, we are tracking that fire risk as well. High fire danger towards the western slope today. You can see that red flag warning, gusts up to 40 miles per hour, humidity down to 8 to 13%. The good news is the foothills and parts of Douglas County is not included with this red flag warning. Yesterday they were, but now it's mostly towards the western slope, as I mentioned. So we will see some gusty winds this afternoon once again by 3:30. Gusts close to 30 miles per hour in Gunnison, Glenwood Springs, almost close to 40 miles per hour before winds finally start to die down as we head into the evening hours. And once again, we're still dealing with the smoke because the multiple wildfires that's continuing towards the western slope. That gusty conditions will just basically move that smoke across the area, really across the entire state, especially as we head into early parts of tomorrow morning, that thick band of smoke. So they have just now canceled that air quality alert for Steamboat Springs, but now they have reissued a new one. Meeker, you're still included with that, and it goes over towards parts of the foothills as well for that wildfire smoke. It's really thick, especially in northern Colorado. Let's talk about tomorrow. 76 degrees. Another front will make its way across the region, and it's going to be even cooler for your Sunday. But better rain chances, more widespread, including the metro area. We do have that level 1 risk, mainly along the I-25 corridor south, including Colorado Springs. No risk here in the metro area, although we do have better rain chances starting once again after 2 p.m. You can see these line of storms really start to develop. You can see that looks just totally different than the storms that we're seeing today. So heavy downpours of rain starting at 2 p.m., lasting till about 3 p.m. here in the metro, and then really starting to strengthen as it tracks towards the east. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Storm Prediction Center gives us a level 1 or level 2 risk, upgrading it here as we head into the afternoon hours, because these look like some pretty good conditions for storms to become severe, especially towards the eastern plains tomorrow evening. But that's going to continue. You can see these storms are going to be linear. So with the linear storm, that's where you see gusty winds, gusty conditions. So definitely stay weather aware as we head into tomorrow. Here's your forecast of highs across the state tomorrow afternoon. Look at, it just looks totally different from the temperatures we've used to been seeing. The upper 70s, the upper 60s in the high country. Still a hot day, unfortunately, in the western slope. You're seeing the low 90s. At least it's not the upper 90s, but overall a much cooler day across the state as we head into the next couple of days before finally starting to warm back up as we head into next week. 95 by Wednesday, 96 on Thursday. And then next weekend, of course, we're back to the mid to upper 90s across the state. So we did have our weather question early on this morning, and this has by far been the most participated question that we've done so far. Over 100 people participated, sent in their answers. Let's see if you get the answer right. What type of weather is best suited for kicking a long field goal? And by the way, the Broncos will play this evening. You can catch them right here on Channel 9, KUSA. As they take on the San Francisco 49ers. But is it cold weather, hot weather, or is it humid weather? I'll let you give you about 10 seconds. If you said that the answer was humid, you are correct. Humid air, surprisingly, is actually less dense than dry air. And a lot of people think that humid air is very heavy. But overall, it's, like I mentioned, very light. So that's the perfect conditions in order to go out there and kick a field goal. But, today was a great morning. I hope everyone had a chance to catch us this morning from 6 a.m. all the way till 9 a.m. And thank you so much for joining this live stream. Catch us tomorrow morning, Sunday, as you're getting ready for church. We're going to have your weather updates. We're going to have your news updates. Lauren and I will be there. So it's a great time. And we're trying to get everybody to watch us in the mornings because we're only going up from here. But overall, I hope everyone has a blessed Saturday and a fun Saturday. It's finally the weekend. And we'll be on air once again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So I'm Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Jaden Knowles, and thank you so much for joining in.